And can it really prolong our healthy years? Professor Andy Galpin joins us today to demystify a vast array of options and to help us choose the best exercises to support our health. Andy is a professor of kinesiology at California State University, Fullerton, and an expert in exercise and human performance science. He's also the author of the best-selling book, Unplugged. Andy, thank you for joining me today. So why don't we start with a quick fire round of questions from our listeners? And this is a tradition now on the show, and we have some quite strict rules, which we know professors always find a little challenging. And the rules are you can say yes or no, or if you have to, maybe, or even a one-sentence answer if you really have to. Are you up for it?
Yeah, actually, I have to tell you, I like this.
All right, let me start. Is there one correct fitness routine for all of us?
No. I'd love to go longer, but that's what it is. So one session a week. Natasha does 2. Candidly, I'll do 1 generally. I will then also supplement that with as much general physical walking as I possibly can. This is any call I can take on a walk, I will. If I'm ever traveling, I will never sit down during a layover. And if it's a 4-hour layover, I'm probably going to walk for 3 hours and 40 minutes, right? I'm just going to get steps in. If I can, when I land, it's the same thing, like walking as much as I can. I don't like walking at all, but that is what it is, right? So when can I just get basic steps in? And then 1 day a week, can I go a little bit longer? 1 day a week, I'm going to go very, very short, very high intensity. I've got an aerosol bike, which is like the hand crank and the pedals in my garage, right? So I'm going to do that. That's probably looking like a 5 to 7 minute warm up, and then 10 to 12 minutes of any kind of extremely high intensity max effort intervals. This could be 30 seconds as hard as I can, 30 seconds off. Could be 4 minutes hard, 4 minutes off, a couple rounds of that. All kinds of stuff you can do.
We then talked about how surprisingly the work you do on strength directly affects your brain, and that we tend to think about it as being like, some brain puzzle or work will affect your brain. But actually, amazingly, just lifting a really heavy but static object is having all of this impact on your neurological system, and that can actually reduce your risk of dementia. And there's a set of other things that you can do around dementia, and we'll share the link there. And then we talked about, okay, what about if you don't have all this freedom of movement? Does that mean that all of this is impossible? And actually what you said, which is great, is sort of wherever you are, actually, if you're doing something that is hard for you, you're really going to be having this impact. And that even if you have injuries, there's things that you're able to do. And I think we wrapped up with your own story where you do manage to put in, I would have to say, a very impressive set of exercises through the day, but you're interested in saying, like, actually, these are in lots of pieces. And again, coming back to this original story, like anything we can do across both this cardio or this strength is really going to have an impact on people's health.